Hello there everyone, and welcome back to this Anglo-Zulu battle series. And we have arrived at the battle of Gingindlovu. Now there are a few battles in between Isandwana, which was the last one I made. No, actually, Rorke's was the last one. And Gingin, as we might call it, Gingindlovu. But the battles that follow Isandwana and Rorke's Drift basically falls into two categories. Either it's a small force that is moving along and getting ambushed, maybe only 100 men on the British side, which doesn't really play that well like in Total War. So it wouldn't be that interesting to watch, and the British would just get swarmed like they did in most of these battles and get completely annihilated. And then we got the second type, which is the one we're looking at right now, a wagon fort, a lagre, I believe they call it, but it's a wagon fort anyways. And we can see me building one here in the startup of this battle. Yeah, I'm actually gonna mess this up because I thought that I could move it. It also is a bit unproportionate to the troops. Anyways, we're building in there, and so I have trouble actually making the battles. So I decided on Gingindlovu because it took part of a mountain, and it also helps me because I'm able to spawn in 4 armies of Zulus coming from each side, which mimics the battle pretty closely. Since multiplayer isn't available in this mod because of a bug that basically kicks you out of any game that you put on large funds, so you can't really play and have an AI, or not AI, a human player help me, like in most of my battle series, to help me actually form the troops. So this is most likely the last one, unless I can figure out to do any of the others. The thing though is, this one is similar to most others. As I said, there was 2 types. There was the one with the ambush, where it's a small group, maybe 100 British, which consist of one of these companies of 80 men, which wouldn't really be much of a battle. Or these sort of wagon forts on different locations, but it would still be the same. So that's why I've gone with this. So we probably won't see. There we go. I messed up the entire thing. I thought I could set them in a fixed formation and then move the entire thing. Turns out that didn't work. Anyways, about Gingindlovu. This is part of the second invasion, since the first one failed. The thing was that it's actually a sub-mod that adds unit for the second invasion, because this battle actually has Scottish unit, the 91st. It also has the 60th rifles, which would have had a black uniform, or a very dark uniform. And I do believe but the submod, I think it doesn't work anymore, or I couldn't find a good download link for it. But anyways, it's Charmford, and he's moving up to relieve a besieged fort, or not fort, but a forward unit that is moved forwards. And coming closer there, he doesn't want to, of course, have the same mistake as at Isandwana, so he's made sure to make this very good fort. He did actually have quite a few cannons, and I think Gatling guns as well. I think 2 Gatling guns and a number of cannons. But because of limitations of the amount of money I was able to gather, I wasn't able to actually do that. Anyways, I test played this quite a few times just to test it out if I would get swarmed or not. And I realized that however I was doing it, to have a sufficient amount of Zulus actually attacking the fort, I would have to move my troops out of the wagon fort to actually attack the Zulus ahead of time, because you can see the slope here. It slopes very deep right here, and the troops then have a very short distance to fire at the Zulus. You can see it's similar all across, so very short area which they can fire upon. So that's why I've moved them out. And we're opening up fire here on the Zulus, advancing up the hill. And later on I'm going to retreat to the fort to hold it. And that is more or less what happened in the actual battle. Chelmsford set up a very good position there where he built his wagon fort with cannons and whatnot. And then he sent some troops out to provoke the Zulus. The Zulus attacked, but they weren't able to get into the fort or even get close to it. The only one who actually got into the fort was a 10-year-old boy, which they captured and later had as a mascot. So one unit shattered here, and I'm gonna shatter one unit on each side here where I've moved up my troops before retreating back to the fort. I think, yeah, all our forces are now falling back to be stationed in here. It's gonna be quite intense at one point where all sides more or less are firing when the Zulus are moving around. And unlike the historical battle, we actually gonna have quite a few Zulus make it into the fort, but I'm able to redraw and shoot them down. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. The force, as I said, they did have cannons and Gatling guns. Unfortunately, because of the amount of money I can give myself, I wasn't able to do it like that, because the cannons aren't that useful and the Gatling guns are certainly not as useful as they actually were at the actual battle. So I've decided to go with troops instead, and I've gone with as many troops as I saw fit on both sides. In the actual battle, I think Chelmsford has something around 5,000 men, and the Zulus had about twice the number. But in this battle, I have, I think, 1,300 British, and then there are, I think there were, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it were 6,000 Zulus. So instead of outnumbering them 2 to 1, it's actually 1 to 6. Or 6 to 1, I should say. 2 to 1, whatever. You understand. Right, so as we can see here, these guys are firing right into the ground. The Zulus have come within range, but because of the slope of the terrain, they are firing into the ground. Some of the Zulus there, though, are being fired upon, and for some reason this unit decides to just stand there and take a hell of a beating. As we can see, just this area right here is affected by the fire. I think we got some Zulus actually coming in within good range of the fort here, and a devastating amount of fire being poured down. But we're gonna see, I think, an even more devastating amount of fire going down over here on this side of the fort. And quite interesting here, the British go for the fire drill at the first line and not the volley fire. It would have been nice had I been able to feel some of the special units that were here, like the 91st. And also it would have been nice to, in the middle of all this battle, hearing the bagpipes. See at this point, Zulus are coming from all sides, and all sides of the fort are firing. We've got some fighting here, but the Zulus break off before they're able to actually get into a good amount of melee there, and they aren't actually able to kill any of the British, so the companies stay intact. And now we've sent off that force on this side. This one is still holding. We've got more troops coming up here, trying to attack the fort. We actually got Chelmsford here in the middle. Zulus managed to engage there, as we can see, but it's only a minor damage. 5 men of the British unit are taken down, and then the Zulus are being fired on as they retreat. But here comes the unit that is actually going to break through the square, and that's because my units here are running out of ammo. This company right here is run out of ammo. And so this unit is exploiting that and going to be able to break through the my square. And I'm going to have to fall back a bit. I'm pretty sure no one actually dies in this. We're able to pull back without them actually killing us. So close, but yet so far away. Unfortunate for the Zulus, this unit is the only one attacking at this point, so I can concentrate all my micromanagement on taking these guys out. Also, the AI is being dirty. Absolutely murdered here. There's only 23 of them left. Once they entered, we'll probably go back and check, but there were around 200 of them. And as they leave now, there's only 7 of them left. 5 actually. at this point. 4 actually are able to get away. So it's a very short but intensive fight. And let's see if I can remember the casualties here. I think it was something around maybe 4,000 men. I think each army attacking lost 1,000 men out of 1,500 deployed. Although they do not send everyone over, for some reason the AI decided to keep the general units out on the fringes here, which probably also didn't help their attacking force since they didn't have the morale support of the general. So they placed 4 units, the general units, out here, which I'm quite surprised. I'm not entirely sure what they did, why they did that, but gonna have charms for right out. They're not even gonna react when he starts shooting at them. So he's gonna be able to mow them down. We're gonna send out some companies later on to take care of the Zulus out there. But anyways, it looks like this is gonna be the last one for this Zulu battle series, as most of the other battles would be repeats of this, and I can only really, with the maps that are given within the mod, there's not really, or as far as I've checked, and I've checked quite thoroughly I would think, I haven't found any other battle that I could recreate from this Anglo-Zulu war. Hopefully we'll be able to take up the Madis rebellion, and I think maybe even we still have the Indian mod as well. It's like I do mods about the British fighting enemies of lower technology, and it's sort of almost a mass murder of inferior troops here. It's like some sort of imperialist theme. But I have also done I did the Crusade, and what else battles? I'm doing the American Civil War. American Civil War is one that I can probably do single player, so I'm gonna check that out because I have some people asking for that. But this will most likely be the last battle for the Anglo-Zulu, since I said most of these are repeats of the wagon fort, and there's only so many variations I can make of that. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the statistics and see if we can't take a look at that. One of the few who actually died in this battle on the British side. Right, so there we have it. We have the statistics here. I deployed 1,304 men, and the enemy deployed 6,000 men. I managed to kill 4,000 of them, and they managed to kill 5, although I lost 8. So we had 3 team kills in there somewhere. Roughly each of these units lost 1,000 men. Highest killing was one of the regiments, although it wasn't one of the regiments that actually had the chevron to start off with. And there's not really that much to say about it. Depending on how long this video, I'll probably merge the machinima with this one, since this was quite a short one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!